All I want for Christmas is for somebody to come out here and uproot these oak trees. Replace them with willow trees. Please. And shut up, sirens. From the first day of autumn or the first day of spring, depending on what part of the world you may be watching from, welcome to Smoky Goodness 2.0. Today featuring something that is quick and simple and needed. But first, a preface. You see, we don't do a whole lot of fast food at all, except for Runza. That's the exception. But there was one item at another fast food restaurant that I kind of liked. The restaurant was Taco John's, and that one item was their taco burger. Well, Taco John's, in their infinite wisdom, has decided to pull the taco burger off of its menu. It's gone. You can't get it anymore. So what are your alternatives? Well, there are none. Taco Bell had something years ago called the Bell Beefer, I believe. It was something similar to the taco burger at Taco John's. It's gone too. It's been gone for decades. So the only other alternative is to make it yourself. And that's exactly what we're going to do. A homemade taco burger can be made better. You know we're using bison, and we'll get on with it right now. Stick around. Okay, we get started. We've got a pre-lit Weber grill. I'm going to start off by searing about a pound of bison, which has already been formed into patties. Like I mentioned, we're just searing these bison patties. You could certainly do this recipe on the stovetop, in which all you would be doing right now is browning your ground bison or your ground beef, or whatever ground meat you choose. Elk, ostrich, hey. Like I said, we're just going to give that a little bit of a char, and we'll be back momentarily. And step 2. This is the world's finest seasoned cast iron pan. Finest in terms of how it's been seasoned. We're just going to take these bison patties. Oh, by the way, I've got a little bit, just a little bit of peanut oil in there. A very negligible amount. I'm just going in. The bison patties are just going in there. And we're not going to do anything with those just yet, except add the taco seasoning. So let's get on with that. All right, now for the taco seasoning. This is Taco John's own recipe, near as I can tell. So here we go. Start off with 2 teaspoons of chili powder, followed by 1.5 teaspoons of diced minced onion. Going right in. 1.25 teaspoon of salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. Don't worry, it will dissolve. It's kind of chunky right now, isn't it? 1 teaspoon of paprika. Actually, that's the paprika I put in there first. This is the chili powder, but you want 1 teaspoon of paprika. Pretend this is paprika. It's definitely chili powder. And right here is the equivalent of 3/4 teaspoon of beef bouillon cubes. I always have trouble saying that, bouillon. And also, the original recipe calls for Splenda. I'm not using Splenda. This is 1/2 teaspoon of sugar going in with the bouillon, and 1/4 teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. Or is it garlic powder and onion powder? I don't know. Anyway, it's going in just like that. And last but not least, this is pre-measured. This is 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to bust up the bison a little bit. Or a lot. And it's pretty C-spot run from here. We're going to move the pan over the direct heat. All right, what we're going to do is let this come up to a boil. After it starts boiling, we're going to move it back off the hot coals on the indirect side and let it simmer for 10, maybe 15 minutes. You know, your mileage may vary on that. And after that, we're going to build some burgers. Got some cheese, we got some really good buns, and we've got some lettuce. And as you can see, it's come up to a boil, so I'm gonna move this off of the hot coals, indirect side, and because acorns are falling out of these trees like rain, I'm gonna cover it. I don't want acorns in my taco burger. We're gonna let this mixture kind of thicken up a little bit, continue cooking, let all those flavors meld together. Everything's gonna be good. Stick around. 12 minutes, mission elapsed time. Woohoo! Give this a final stir. All right, so let's make a sandwich or 3. Oh yeah. Be careful not to spill anything. I'm spilling everything. Yepper. I'm making a mess. That's all right. We just call these Sloppy Joe Taco Burgers. And it gives something for the night critters to do later on, right? Right. Gotta have cheese. Just have to. Of course, it wouldn't be taco burgers without lettuce. And by golly, you gotta have a lot of that too. What a mess! Okay. Bison Taco Burger number 1, Bison Taco Burger number 2, Bison Taco Burger number 3. But how does it taste there, Mr. Smoky Goodness guy? You gotta cup your hands underneath a burger like this, but let's give it a shot, see what it tastes like. Huh? Well, I can't give you the thumbs up seal of approval here because this thing is really, really wanting to fall apart on me, but pretty good. I think it may have just a little bit too much chili powder and or salt, but I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to things like that. I know what I like, and I like this. So, thank you for watching. See you next time.
Wow, this is the coolest thing ever.
Hey, if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that sub button. I'd appreciate it. And tell a friend. And if you don't like it, don't tell anyone.